second serving of your Sunday triple header here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium for the Philippines Football League 2025-26 season. And we have an exciting one up front of us. We have Manila Digger FC going up against TULOY FC in match number 22. I want to give our thoughts to our friends in Sisay, and then on the other side for TULOY, a 4-4-2 formation. First half is underway with Manila Digger FC defending Bulig. So when you face that kind of team, you're going to be careful, as Manila Digger FC have a chance here with the player number 10 with a shot, hits the crossbar. For Manila Digger, not forcing the issue and exploiting the defense. Now a long ball forward. A chance. Keeper is there to commit another one. Good block. Poor pass though. Limbo. Twisting and turning. Through ball for Limbo. Good save once again for out once again on the left side. They have a man up front. Through ball. Gets it through. A golden opportunity for TULOY. Good pass. Lupango. One-on-one against the keeper. Oh!
In this TULOY team, they don't want to rush it. They try to play and use their technical skills rather than anything else. Chance may be here.
Ligue, good threaded pass. Oh! In a live game situation, it just amazes the fans out here, and even us here in the commentary panel, as the counterattack is on for today. And Manila Digger into the middle. Good pass, and it's an opener for Kenji Nishioka and Manila Digger FC. We have a look into that here. Today, just great pass to Nishioka, squaring the ball inside the box, and the keeper sent to the other side for that opening goal. If it's going to work for them, De Gracia committing early to that run, so offside trap wouldn't work. If that's the case, Sisay now on the free. Ooh. Open goal for Sisay. Oh. Referee imposing his will on this game, so we'll have this corner now. Nishioka gives the sign. An out swinger. Header in. Tabellar with the catch. Once again, this time on the left. Moving forward they go. Sisay on the ball. Twisting and turning, looking for that chance. Ball inside. Oof. Tabellar. Oh, no. And let's see how it went again for TULOY.
Oh, I think the cross came in directly from Schaffner, and I don't think anyone touched it actually. So it might be credited to Schaffner. Let's await confirmation of that, but in the end it just goes through the goalkeeper's legs. He will not want to see this back after this match.
Let's see if it's going to be credited. I think it's going to be credited for Schaffner, because the last touch was from Tabellar. But without any confirmation of the goal scorer, it's 2-0 in favor of Manila Digger FC. Counter-attack for Cyril South. Oh! I'm stunned. Yes, you're stunned as well, Diego. But what a goal that is from Cyril South. Look at this pass again. Cyril South with that weak foot, looping it over, and gee. And all we can say is OMG.
Well, I've seen some bangers here in Rizal Memorial, but that is definitely one of the top draw. And all of a sudden, game on. And so he'll have to keep a closer eye this time.
Oh, interception here today. One-on-one against the keeper, and gets the double up for Manila Digger to claw their way back in this game. But today, just taking advantage of the mistake of the back line and giving themselves a 2-goal cushion over TULOY.
Yeah, good acceleration from Ture, and the finish into the far corner is clinical. So,
and now sending it forward for Harry Nunes. Good pass to the left side, or right side rather. Cross. Nunes on the free. Still not able to pull off the trigger. Good pass. Ture. And a shot. 3-goal advantage for Manila Digger FC, and that's a brace. 2-on-1, make that 3-on-1 for Manila Digger. A pass, Cisse, can he get his goal? No. Osman Guy takes it. Pabellar says no entry. And so far, Manila Digger FC imposing their will and their dominance over TULOY FC. Here's today once again. Pabellar, oh, buttery fingers, and gives the goal for Cisse.
Well, you mentioned it before the game started. It's athleticism and pure pace and strength that Manila Digger have in abundance. There it was there, but yeah, in the end, it is an error from the goalkeeper.
Swing the ball to the left for Cyril Saud. Saud with a 1-2, great pass. Halike on the clear and a shot. Oh, another one from that angle once again. This time from John Lloyd Halike.
What is going on in this game?
Found the weaker spot from Inji. Let's take a look at that again. What a shot from Halike there. Another good look from this vantage point. Just curling it out, top right corner. Shioka, good pass. Oh, great goal from the number 15, Usman Guy. Interception once again. Usman Guy looking to get his brace. Oh, it's the crossbar. Yuga Watanabe with a follow-up. But Pabellar says no. Looking for Watanabe. Pass to Ture on the turn. Fakes it. Will he take it? And he scores. Here from Ture. We take a look at that again. Watanabe with the assist. Good fake as well. Just putting Capistrano dumbfounded.
And if I'm not mistaken, it's now the second assist for substitute Yuga Watanabe. So good introduction as well from him in the second half.
Watanabe, William Gvist, Limbo with a shot. Oh, Nishioka, who opened the scoring here in this game, passes it to Limbo on the left side, keeps the ball in play. Limbo, oh, down that line, good pass. Usman Guy cleared away, another chance, and Sudyao. But he's going to be denied. Digger FC took full control of the game with a 7-2 advantage over TULOY. But the game's not yet over as Saud looking for that spectacular again. I missed it. I'll try to get it, but he won't as Sudyao gets to it. Cross for Gvist. Brings it down. What a pass!
No.
Kame looking to get on the score sheet as well. Sudyao now a 3 against 1. Make that 4 against 2. Sudyao with a shot. Watanabe. Oof. Pabellar with another save. Once they go up against some of the developing teams in the AFC Challenge League. Watanabe. Players down on the field for TULOY, but play goes on as Lars Gvist gets his name on the score sheet.
Here's the replay.
Here's the cross from Yuga, finding the heads of Lars Gvist there. It's all he had to do, position himself well and get that header in of their side.
Well, there are positives despite the scoreline. Again, the 2 goals.
Well, thank you very much. It was a team effort. We all fought as a team and we played as a team. That's why we ended up winning, and that's the most important thing. We all win the man of the match. It's not me, it's the whole team. We won this together. Thank you.
The game was tough. The team was struggle in the first half, and then we adjust in the second half, but the opponent was so strong that we need to improve. And thank you for the Manila Diggers because they give us a good game. That's all.
And serving of your Sunday triple header here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium for the Philippines Football League 2025-26 season. And we have an exciting one up front of us. We have Manila Digger FC going up against TULOY FC in match number 22. I want to give our thoughts to our friends in Sise. And then on the other side for Tuloy, a 4-4-2 formation. First half is underway with Manila Digger FC defending Bulig. So when you face that kind of team, you're going to be careful, as Manila Digger FC have a chance here with the player number 10 with a shot, hits the crossbar. For Manila Digger not forcing the issue and exploiting the defense. Now a long ball forward. There's chance. Keeper is there to commit another one. Good block. Poor pass though. Limbo. Twisting and turning. Through ball for Limbo. Good save once again for out once again on the left side. They have a man up front. Through ball. Gets it through. A golden opportunity for Tuloy. Good pass. Lupango. 1-on-1 against the keeper. Oh.
In this Tuloy team, they don't want to rush it. They try to play and use their technical skills rather than anything else. Chance may be here.
Ligue, good threaded pass. Oh. In a live game situation, it just amazes the fans out here and even us here in the commentary panel as the counterattack is on for today. And Manila Digger into the middle. Good pass, and it's an opener for Kenji Nishioka and Manila Digger FC. We have a look into that here. Today, just great pass to Nishioka, squaring the ball inside the box. And the keeper sent to the other side for that opening goal. If it's going to work for them, De Gracia committing early to that run, so offside trap wouldn't work. If that's the case, Sise now on the free. Ooh. Open goal for Sise. Referee imposing his will on this game, so we'll have this corner now. Nishioka gives the sign, an out swinger. Header in, Pabellar with the catch. Once again, this time on the left. Moving forward they go. Sise on the ball. Twisting and turning, looking for that chance. Ball inside. Oof. Pabellar, oh no. And let's see how it went again for Tuloy.
Oh, I think the cross came in directly from Schaffner, and I don't think anyone touched it actually. So it might be credited to Schaffner. Let's await confirmation of that, but in the end it just goes through the goalkeeper's legs. He will not want to see this back after this match.
Let's see if it's going to be credited. I think it's going to be credited for Schaffner because the last touch was from Pabellar. But without any confirmation of the goal scorer, it's 2-0 in favor of Manila Digger FC. Counter-attack for Cyril South. Oh! I'm stunned. Yes, you're stunned as well, Diego. But what a goal that is from Cyril South. Look at this pass again. Cyril South with that weak foot, looping it over, and gee. And all we can say is OMG.
Well, I've seen some bangers here in Rizal Memorial, but that is definitely one of the top draw. And all of a sudden, game on. And so he'll have to keep a closer eye this time.
Oh, interception here today. One-on-one against the keeper and gets the double up for Manila Digger to claw their way back in this game. But today, just taking advantage of the mistake of the back line and giving themselves a 2-goal cushion over Tuloy.
Yeah, good.
Let's bring you our main fixture for this Wednesday doubleheader. It is TULOY FC and Manila Digger FC. We are bringing you match number 56, and we are going to see, of course, if it will be an upset in the cards. Will TULOY take the fight to Manila Digger and get the W? Or will Digger, the favorites and who have been representing the Philippines on the AFC level, will they grab that W? It's all to play for right here. We have 90 minutes to separate our two teams. A big thank you for joining us on our social media pages. And this is Clara Manzano alongside Natasha Alquiroz Dato. And it is your evening game, so you could expect the dynamic to change up a bit right here. And Natasha Digger, of course, still undefeated when you talk about PFL, when you talk about Challenge League. And with Tuloy, of course, they are finding themselves in that bottom half of the table.
That's right. Tuloy are currently number 8 in the standings, while operating on the complete, total different area. Manila Digger, number 3 at the moment. A win today, a win in this matchup can help them leapfrog over dynamic Herb Cebu and just close that gap between them and Want the Gig. They've also played the least amount catch up in terms of the number of games that they need to play to just even it out among the other teams. And it's going to be an exciting matchup just because Manila Digger, they're always such a joy to watch. They always have so much flair into the way that they attack, the way that they move. And Tuloy FC, though they are number 8, they're known for scoring really great goals. They're known for trying really hard for these young players to pass the ball and to practice out their philosophy even at such a young age, at such a young team here in the PFL.
Kaya when Tuloy FC is able to score, may highlight goals tayo. Not that we expect them, but just because these players have just have that fantastic technical ability, and you multiply that by 20 plus, and that's the product that they are able to put. And Tuloy FC with 11 points so far after wrapping up 17 games played, 3 victories to go with 2 draws and 12 losses. And there is a massive gap with Maharlika FC right above. So what Tuloy FC could do is to create some separation away from DB Garelli in the standings, as we've mentioned. And with us talking about the technical ability of the squad of Coach Taketomo Suzuki. And they've been able to wow us all. It's like we expect these highlight goals already because we've been spoiled by them. But we know that they are more than that, of course, because these players, being true competitors, always want to go for that W. But unfortunately, it has not been that way for them. As you see, it's a 3-5-2 for Coach Taketomo this evening.
And when you take a look at that first 11 for 40 suspects up on top, you have Saot, Gamboa, Nunez, Lubango, Diaz, Halike, players that you always expect to be in that first 11. And more often than not, game in, game out, they have been playing full 90 minutes or majority of the games. Again, this Tuloy squad is such a young team and very true to the core foundation of Tuloy Football Club. Really in their philosophy of having to develop youth football, and the players of Tuloy just getting the chance week in and week out, playing in the highest level, the Philippine Football League, to really test out everything that they can and to really help their growth expand at a higher level.
And we've been talking about it, of course, with Tuloy. We got to see one of our friends from the community point out this Tuloy team is going to be very dangerous when these players are in their prime, because they're all pretty much at that age bracket when it comes to, of course, just being in that year of birth. As Nino Tampilawan did get him right after he wrapped up his UAAP career with the UE Red Warriors. So he is giving them that extra depth in their goalkeeping position, because you see the likes of Michael Antilo are not available in this game. You do remember they used to have the likes of Archie Papelar, but today for Tuloy FC, you have Nino Tampilawan getting the starting nod, of course. He got to prove himself in the college ranks, but it's the next challenge for this young goalkeeper.
That's right. He is also one of the few pickups that Tuloy had during that window season, alongside Marcos Toves, Gabriel Vergara, their coach in Talam, who came back now as a player as well, and for Tampilawan.
And with that, of course, we got to take you through Tuloy FC and the player to watch. We're going to take it now to
everyone. So first of all, yung expectation namin una sa game against Manila Digger, so magiging tough siya as usual naman. So every games namin more on ganon. We are trying our best to perform very well. Then sa condition ng player, so as much as possible, okay naman sila. I mean, all good condition, wala masyadong injury. Then expectation naman sa magiging game plan namin, depende kung paano maglalaro yung Manila Diggers. Kasi same kung ano yung pinapractice namin sa Tuloy, yun lang rin yung ipapakita namin sa PFL. Yun lang po.
And it's a reminder right there. What you show in practice translates onto the game, onto the main pitch itself. Tuloy FC done and dusted. And let's head over to Manila Digger. Titans, you could say, with the way they have been able to grab wins here and there. And they've been able to fly the flag very well for the Philippines in the AFC Challenge League.
That's right. They are already history makers. They're such a young team. I believe only their third season, but they've quickly etched their names as title contenders, and at the same time making that international presence really seen for the Philippines. And you feel like the last time a club has done that on our behalf was Ceres Negros once upon a time, and they will still have games to play in the AFC Challenge League, making it onto the semi-finals. But at the moment, they have to balance out not only performing well on the international stage, but making sure that they continue to get the results on the PFL, because they still are battling for the title.
And it will be the 4-3-3, as expected, the tried and tested formation of Coach Kim Versales. And you have Justin Bass, one of the players right here, who will be in the middle. Usman Guy will be up front. We are aware, of course, that he has been terrific in this season. And look out for Kenji Nishoka, without a doubt. Jordan Jarvis and David Sambu will be playing at the back. And you have Ralphie Dabao and Ziggy Taninko as your fullbacks right here. There's actually a lot of players to look out for in this squad of Manila Digger. But let's take the goalkeeping route with Mike Asong. And it's great that they have a reliable goalkeeper like him. And he did actually get a start in one of their Challenge League group stage games.
And with Mike Asong, really the goalkeeping route of Manila Digger, they have two very good options for them. And when it comes to Asong, he's also been with the club for quite some time, and they do get that rotation when it comes to goalkeeping. So let's see how quick and how sharp he can be, especially that he hasn't been playing their recent games.
And Mike Asong did come from that San Beda program and did get a significant stint, or even stints, you could say, with Mindiola FC previously. So he will be manning the posts right here, and he was actually vital in Digger's run to sealing second place last year. We say that because as much as they did not get the title, they were able to book a seat to play international football. There you go, done and dusted with Manila Digger, and we'll take it now to our coach preview.
Hello everyone. This match for us is a very, very important. This is last two matches before our EFC match. So I want to my best players in this match to have a good performance, to continue our match tempo, to keep our winning step. So we want to continue win in this league. Thank you.
And Coach Kim Versales, the head coach of Manila Digger, but that is his hands-on assistant coach, Bas Liu. And he does have a lot of experience back home in China, of course. And he's been able to take that here as part of raising the level of Philippine football. The stage is set right here for match number 56. We've got Tuloy FC and Manila Digger. You could say it's a David and Goliath match. At the end of the day, it all boils down to what will happen right here on the pitch.
TULOY Football Club and Manila Digger Football Club.
And we are back at the Rizal Memorial Stadium for your Philippines Football League Wednesday actions right here. Let's take it dito po sa ating match officials. Ang referee natin po ay si Crismel Cayabyab. Ang kanyang assistant referees ay sila Brian Buergo at si Gundo Saluria. Si Militon Pelayo. Ang fourth official si Ray Ritaga ay ang referee assessor. At si Mr. Mark Ian Baldo, ang ating match commissioner. Your respective team captains. Harry Noti Nunez and Jordan Jarvis, two players born in Hong Kong. Noti Nunez, born and raised right here. The stage is set, as we've mentioned again. We will take or preview our team lineups once more to start off this fine Wednesday evening. You see a big difference, Natasha, in terms of height or ceiling with Tuloy's players and Digger's players.
It's going to be a test for both squads. For Tuloy FC with a 3-5-2 formation. Tambilawan, the goalkeeper, back three of Grizola, Saot, and Aguila. Midfield of Saot, other Cyril Saot, Noti Nunez, Diaz, Gamboa, and Benalong. Up on top, you have Lupango and Halike. And they will be tested out by one of the strongest teams this season. You have Manila Digger. That 4-3-3 formation. Mike Asong, our player to watch, will be the goalkeeper between the sticks. The back line of Davao, Sambu, Jarvis, and Taninko. The midfield trio of Ture, Baji, and Bass. On the left, Nishioka. On the right, Watanabe. And up on top is Guy. And Watanabe, a player that hasn't been getting that much playing time for Manila Digger. But as we've seen in the few moments that he does get to play, he's always a difference maker, can score, a player coming from the bench. And let's see what he brings to the table now that he gets his name back on the starting list.
He is definitely ready mentally when it comes to being that game changer. Let's see how he will fare this time around as a starter. With the temperatures going down, of course, you could expect a slightly faster game at the least. Of course, it's Tuloy in orange and black. And you have Manila Digger in. This match is now underway, of course. It's Tuloy playing from right to left, currently with possession. And they wanted to start strong. As is the case with Ralphie Dabao. That's why he easily won that one for Digger. Now playing with the ball from left to right.
As you mentioned, the transfer window is already closed. Chance for the likes of Davao, Bass to get that playing time and to see how well they can fit into the Manila Digger ways.
With Manila Digger signing Justin Bass, especially with them again playing on the AFC level, that did cause a lot of wows. And that is the natural gravitational pull, as we know. If you're playing overseas football, even if it's at the club level, you're able to attract talent. Watanabe's effort was cleared off. Quick passing. This is Tuloy football. Saot Nunez. John Lloyd Halike. Gamboa gets it to John. You could actually see Cyril calling for it. Quickly now from Bass to Nishoka. From a former Philippines international to an aspiring national team player for the Philippines. It's the goal of Nishoka.
Yeah. And I feel that it is just a matter of time before he gets his chance to represent the country. But also for the likes of Justin Bass. Making it a shout for and making it that much harder for the ones handling the national team to just pick and choose who will represent.
There's a lot of joy from the community when you talk about PFL players in the national team, with Daisuke Sato making his return, as we know. Dangerous play. Tambilawan just read the bounce well. Saro's own Apat. Watanabe, his hustle got going. Usman guy, Justin Bass. So, that was just above.
Best chance we've seen so far. Guy able to keep it. Curry forced that. Was a slight touch to it. That's going to be a corner for Manila Digger. Quickly setting their intention to be an attacking prowess in this matchup.
It'll be Bass to take right here. A handful of players in the goalkeeper area for Digger. They're going to charge at the posts. Tambilawan only got to tap it. Goal is relatively open. Cleared off here, but Nishoka got it to Watanabe. As much as Kenji Nishoka is Filipino, he is also Japanese, so there's a connection with the two. Shigi Taniko gets at the back.
Nishoka showing us just talent he has on those 1v1s. This time around, just a touch too heavy from him. And a foul will be called in favor of TULOY.
Proof there, Kenji Nishoka is Filipino. Pinakita yung gulang kaagad.
You can tell that was just way too much hands. An extended arm there onto the back of Cyril South.
I remember the last game, of course, earlier, Taguig in Philippine Army. That game had Ichiro Aoki come off the bench for Taguig. Similar path to Kenji Nishoka, a Filipino born here. Got to grow up in Japan and go through that system of football of theirs.
You want to take a closer look of how the player from TULOY ended up down. It's Lupango. Just taking a while to get back on his feet. And most probably it was a collision between him and Sambu. And this is already the matches for the second round of the Philippine Football League season 2025-2026. During the first round, wherein Manila Digger and TULOY squared off, the goal line was 8-2 in favor of Manila Digger. Here that match, you have the likes of Nishioka, Schner, and Guy with a hat-trick in that first meeting between the two teams.
That was a high-octane, action-packed game. That was last October 5, 2025. Understandably, of course, that game being a month back, both teams with different personnel now. Some have come, some have gone. And Shoka White to Tapao. And just when he thought that was good, there is a whistle here against the Diggers. Usman Guy in disbelief. Nothing you can do here to overturn this, of course, but the players making their opinion felt.
You'd feel rightfully so for Manila Digger to make that appeal. It doesn't seem like a foul. Looked like a clean hit from Guy before clashing with the goalkeeper afterwards.
And just when he thought Nishoka was going to pounce, it is no good for them. Goal kick for Tambilawan.
Tambilawan needs to be careful as well. 2 times that he has gone outside to go for the cross, but mistimed.
It seems they're going to take this one long. Off of Saot. Noti Nunez. Yuga Watanabe was able to come in and help.
I feel that it really will be a long day defensively for Tuloy. Knowing that a team like Manila Digger, so many foreign-based players and so many tall players, able to get to the aerial end of those passes.
Watanabe, his effort was blocked and it was eventually cleared off by Tuloy's back line. That was Aguila cleaning up at the back.
That was Davao switching it to Watanabe. Tries to give it across the face of goal. Eventually cleared away.
Ziggy Taninko's ball almost met Kenji Nishoka. And Mike Asong continues it now for them. And when you refer to growing into the game, this is exactly how Manila Digger is doing it, by putting the pressure on Tuloy. Nothing slow about this. It's push, push, push from what they are doing. You see the aggression on the press. Every player here in Manila Digger is a head taller than the Tuloy players. I would normally say in this situation, or I would think, Tuloy can use their speed. Pero yung madaya, mabilis din yung mga players ng Manila Digger.
That's right. So you know that the margin for error is that much smaller for the side of Tuloy. Going up against a very attacking, dominant Manila Digger FC.
Justin Bass was looking for friends. This is the back line you see here of Jarvis and Sambu, who are in camera. You're getting into the attacking third, set to the middle now. There's the defensive header from Rocky Grizola. And Asong is outside of his goalkeeper area. He got it off the control and confidence from Mike. And when we were referring to this Tuloy program, you also have to be happy for them because you have the likes of Harin de Gracia. They were picked up by rival teams.
That's right, De Gracia during that first leg of the season was playing with Tuloy, eventually now playing with Maharlika.
And Watanabe will get it. And we say that in a sense because you understand this Tuloy team is a developmental squad where most of their players are homegrown. But things have changed a bit, as we know, because they're now getting some of these players from outside of their program, like Nino Tambilawan, as we've mentioned. And this laser-like shot of Bass is no good.
Another aspect as well from Tuloy is that they're also creating such great players at such a young age. And though they haven't done it for the men's side, we've seen it for their women's team. They now have players that are playing in Hong Kong that have come from the Tuloy system. So they're able to hone the skills of young players and give them opportunities to connect with playing abroad.
I even remember years back, it was approximately 7 years ago, when these Tuloy boys were about 15 years old, first year high school age, more or less, even second year. They would already play with PFL teams. I do remember seeing them scrimmage with Green Archers United. But they got to slip this one past Tambilawan, but not into the goal. Too close for comfort.
And Tambilawan, as well as the defensive line, do just enough to shake things off from Manila Digger, not being able to get that one on target.
Nino and his crew escaping by the skin of their teeth there, but it's wave after wave. And you see Saud getting the stop. This is the elder Saud in Siron. I also like to call Kuya Saud, with him being the older one. But with that, there is a Yuka Watanabe corner kick. This is where the Diggers are dangerous. Off of Jarvis. Almost for TULOY. Kenji almost got it, but not quite.
That was a good test defensively on how they react to corners. And the TULOY line of Grizola, Siron, Saud, and Aguila held strong. Really just being in the path so that the shots, though they seemed like they were going on target, were already blocked by the players.
Going back to our topic with the Saud brothers, you have Siron, who is 22, Cyril, who is 20. As this one is off target again. Is the frustration mounting here? I know we're only 13 minutes into the game, but Tambilawan has really been bombarded.
That's right. TULOY have had to deal with wave and wave and wave of attack coming in from Manila Digger. But Manila Digger inside the box. Just haven't found that opening goal just yet.
They play this one through here. Guys cross, could not meet a teammate. John Lloyd Halike wanted to be the provider here for his fellow striker, Justin Lupango. Played back by Baji. I know we've been emphasizing the physicality of Manila Digger, with them having the advantage just when you take a first glance. But we have to remember, their physicality, their technical ability has been able to cause trouble in the AFC Challenge League, which is the third tier of Asian club football. Lovely through ball here though. Will this lead to a goal? Justin Lupango is met by Mike Asong.
TULOY FC showing what they can do in quick transition, getting it to the players up on top. Asong being tested. Eventually gets the save.
That must be a challenge for Mike Asong. Your team's on the attack. You're relatively cold, not involved in play, and that's a good problem. But he's ready to face those counters out of nowhere. But at the same time, we credit TULOY FC for what they've been able to create.
That was a well-timed path onto the path of Lupango. He gets a touch to it to beat the run of Jarvis. Saw that glimpse of space in between, takes his chance. But close for comfort, and Asong able to pick it up.
Ralphie Dapa will push. Yes, another option wide, just gave it up. And it'll be a corner here, going the way of Babukar Toure.
I feel that the first 15 minutes really just went on by. Because though Manila Digger have had more of the possession, more of the attacks, you've also seen what TULOY can do on the counter.
Which style will prevail right here? And this one came off the head of Usman Guy, but it is over the crossbar. Just for reference also, to leave it out there for those new to tuning into the PFL, of course, you're always glad to join us. And this TULOY team, a great number of their players are just past their teens. A number of them are still in their teen years. That just shows how young this team is. And I will say it is very brave and at the same time confident that they are joining the PFL, because they are able to show us they belong here. This is a league where they're good enough to play in.
That's right. They're not even at the bottom of the table. You know, they're only 20 years old at average, and they're lurking at that 8th spot. They can go higher if they get better results.
And Watanabe getting beaten right here. That was Cyrus Gamboa getting the stop. They tried to send this to the other side. It only went as far as Kenji Nishoka.
See the space in which Manila Digger are operating, the number of players that they're sending up on top, taking the gamble. The whole team on the attacking end.
And this one is good here. Book the assist to Yuga Watanabe. He got to set up that goal here. Babuka Artore breaks the ice.
There's no surprise how this one happened. Beautiful assist from Watanabe on the right-hand side. The weight, the time, the pass of that looping ball towards Toure. Toure is on a hot streak right now. He's had a lot of momentum, has been scoring in games day in, day out, and does so again to open things up in this matchup against TULOY.
Goal number 14 for Babukar Toure in this season. To add to that, he actually has 7 assists so far in this season.
By player number 11,
TULOY will have to be careful. This is where things can get rocky right after conceding. They do not want those floodgates to open. They want to stay at least within striking distance.
It says a lot about the goal involvement of Toure when it comes to all the goals being scored by Manila Digger, whether it comes to the one providing the goals or at the end of it.
Quality ball here from Dabao. His teammates couldn't reach it though.
Manila Digger, of course, taking advantage of their strength. Really those aerial balls and getting to the end of those passes.
Our goal scorer will cross. Benalong cleans up. Just gifted it to Ralphie Dabao though. He had a long stint right before going to Digger. Did get to play in Malaysia. They're able to send it to the side just to avoid gifting the ball to Digger in the middle. Our goal scorer, Babukar Toure, I will say though, outlier siya dito kasi siya yung bata with Manila Digger at age 20. Halos kahit dad with some of the older TULOY FC players. Watanabe kept it in. Almost an own goal. It just went out.
It's been a long and hard 20 minutes for Grizola South and Aguila. Defensive duties have had to be a laser focus. And a touch of luck of that ball going out.
Assistant coach Bas Liu likes what he's seeing. He is applauding that last effort of theirs. Those own goal moments actually can be like freak accidents of sorts here in football. Tambilawan couldn't reach his Bas corner, and that's why it's sent in here for goal number 2 in the 22nd.
Manila Digger showing again their dominance from set piece opportunities, from high balls. It's a great delivery from Abbas. And just a scramble in the back. A missed clearance from a defender. But also Tambilawan, as you mentioned, who has to be more careful. He comes out but doesn't get handed the ball. Now it makes it that much easier for a guy to just head that one towards goal bound as it was empty.
When this game was at 1-0 actually, Babukar Toure tied things up with Usman Gai in terms of who is their team's leading scorer. Usman Gai says, I'm still the top scorer. pushes his personal tally up by a goal too. So Guy continues to lead that category with 15 so far in this season. We're referring to the top goal scorer of Digger, to be precise, as it was almost made, or it almost became goal number 16 for this season for Guy.
And Manila Digger having so many players with that attacking threat. Psycho Cisse, who is on the bench at the moment, but there isn't a drop in quality or capability of finishing, especially with the likes of TULOY and a Guy on the pitch.
Usman Guy won. Kuya South was able to clear this. Jarvis slides this over to Sambu. Davao. Davao was actually one of the latest additions to go with that batch of new players with Justin Pass. Justin came right at the end of it. It's a scramble inside or at the mouth of the goal. Kenji Nishoka was able to get it with his gravitational pull. Got it to Ziggy Taninko. And when he crosses, someone normally scores. Pass wanted to go for the spectacular. Tambilawan with a super save. And Binalong just sends this to safety. I think they needed that breather.
Manila Digger forcing TULOY to sit deeper and deeper into a lower block. You can tell TULOY now really just trying to absorb all that pressure.
But we have...
The problem is that they keep going aerial, and so despite that they're compact in the middle, Manila Digger able to give those lofted passes all the way onto the attacking end. It's not a good sign when you see one of your players and your goalkeepers in another collision.
And my apologies there. It was Aguila who got floored along with Nino Tambilawan. Do note also that Modu Mani is serving a suspension for Manila Digger. That is why he is present at the game, but he is in street clothes. Modu Mani often that attacking option for them, or an attacking mid option. This was the moment of friendly fire here between Tambilawan and Aguila. Here's Yuga Watanabe having a chat with assistant coach Bas Liu.
Can you feel that moment wherein Tambilawan did collide with his defender? It's really due to a mistimed, again, miscommunication of player coming out and the defender running towards the goal.
Great to see, as always, that Tambilawan is back on his feet and is okay. Nino Tambilawan, as we know, is also educating people with his online platform about the game of football right here in the Philippines. He'll take his time to set up. The score is 2-0 again, thanks to the goals of Usman Guy and Babukar Ture. You're catching this one in the Philippines Football League social media pages. This is Clara Manzano alongside Natasha Alquiros Dato. Gamboa finds a teammate. Diaz still looking for options. It's with Captain Noti Nunez. TULOY doing well in tight spaces. This shot not enough though to challenge Asong.
Despite that final chance there, he saw full display how TULOY at moments when they have the ball able to build up despite the high press from the back from the goalkeeper, block by block. The giftedness of these players like Diaz and Nunez, being able to get away from the press, get the turn, and find the player in the next zone.
It's with Guy dropping down. They will try to break down this defense. And this results into a corner here. These are actually piling up for the Diggers in this game, and that is definitely an advantage of theirs. This could wear out the TULOY defense again, especially with the height advantage to Digger. Corner. Jarvis almost got it though. Watanabe. And Nishoka got to keep that in with his magic. And the shot is taken and it's good. Goal number 3 for Digger. And it's for Asan Baji.
Manila Digger capitalizing again from another corner opportunity. Able to keep it dancing around inside the box. It's a cross from Watanabe. Nishioka kept it in play. Baji first with a fake. Sets himself up on his right foot. And then he goes near post again for a second fake. And finds the back of the net.
He's bringing out his skill set. That just allowed him to get a goal. Throw and taken quickly down the line here. Asong from Jarvis returns it. Taninko showing us he's able to go toe-to-toe also with these TULOY players. Siggy Taninko also has been able to get a regular starting 11 time when Digger are actually playing overseas. The give and go to Nishoka. Couldn't work out. It will continue to remain with them though. Here's Kenji. Over to Tabao. Oh, and the header here goes straight to Tambilawan. That was Usman Guy gunning for his second goal this evening.
As you talked about Taninko earlier, he is also one of the young and upcoming talents from the Philippines that has represented the U23 stage as well. He was a part of the lineup for the Mandiri Cup.
And because of that experience in the Mandiri Cup, he did say that is why he somewhat knows what it's like already to play against teams from overseas, and particularly Dewa United, a team from Indonesia, who Manila Digger did beat again in the semifinals. That game was played over 2 legs. We know, of course, as a visiting team, it's always tough to play in Indonesia. And Digger did get the result. They had to hang on though, of course. Out wide now. This is where pass has moved on to, with Davao occupying the inside of the goalkeeper area. But the connection, no good for Guy.
Not surprised that Watanabe has been dangerous on the right-hand side, giving the assist, getting the balls perfectly to the players inside the box.
3-0 is the score again. Babu Karture, Usman Guy, Asan Baji, your goal scorer so far in this evening. 3 goals, 3 different goal scorers right here. scoreline justify the dominance of Digger, Natasha? Or are you expecting more from them with the way they've been attacking like this?
See the tactic that Manila Digger are trying to impose in this matchup. It's really taking advantage of their aerial dominance. So far, they have been getting goals coming in from crosses, from corner opportunities.
It's with Cyril. Cyrus Gamboa. He's head to the left wing. The high ball in. There is a collision though here with Mike Kasong, and we see it's a foul against John Lloyd Halike. Quickly now, the Diggers go. And it's Shoka hitting the gas. It is sent out, maybe to the baseball field here by Watanabe with that effort.
Watanabe trying to hit it first time. He tried to go for all three: power, pace, and accuracy. Power lang yung nakuha niya.
I'd like to think life is fair and you can only pick 2 from the 3 in every effort. May mga madaya, as we know, they're able to do all, right?
I'm also not surprised that Watanabe will go for that. We've seen him in previous instances where he was able to score first time from passes like that.
Jarvis having to track down, taking on Cyril. And it is successful here for Jordan.
Halike has been, alongside with Cyril Sao, tricky players to guard. So far, Manila Digger have been able to shut them out.
Manila Digger, just a well-oiled machine now. They're able to string crisp passes together. Guy will send it to the left wing. Tabao, a bit of the shake and bake. Sent here to the back line of Digger. That's right, you do have Sambo and Jarvis continuously staying well inside the attacking half.
It shows around the intent and the gamble that Manila Digger are willing to do, sending so much players up on top, making sure that they're dominant in the numbers.
Kenji Nishoka gets fouled. This is just outside of the box, as we see Lorenzo Binalong is the culprit, unfortunately, for Tuloy.
It's a dangerous area to give away a set-piece opportunity. For a team like Manila Digger, they have so many players able to convert from this angle. It's not middle, it's just a...
Most people with playing experience like you would say, when it's just outside of the box, masyadong malapit daw, is back.
Say 2 to 3 steps back. With the players that you have on the ball, the likes of Asa Nishioka. That was close. Not enough movement for Tambilawan, who just watched that go past.
That was Guy just trying to keep Kenji motivated, giving him a bit of the tap, of course. Nonetheless, the effort was there. Execution, maybe a
Reason why as well Nishioka done better on that occasion, even though it was in that spot that's just right outside the box, is that the ball's not that tall.
That's right. Oh, okay. Lapay pass to Guy, but it's too wide. With walls being your topic, sometimes I see players, they sneak their shots through or under the wall.
That's right, players will take advantage of any space that you give them, any point of error, or where they can capitalize. At the moment, from the attacks of Manila Digger, though Guy already has a goal to his name, I feel that he'd be a little bit disappointed that he hasn't gotten that header connection as well as he could on numerous occasions to keep those chances on target.
And with the volume of chances, given that, of course, he should have sent more home. Here's another one, but it's just outside the goalkeeper area. Lovely from Watanabe right up until that point. I will also say right here with Digger, their identity as a team has changed also over the years, because when they made their PFL debut, they did have a lot of players from East Asia. Now they have a great number of players from Africa, the Gambia to be precise. As it's a stop right here for Jarvis and company.
Even though Manila Digger have a 3-0 advantage, TULOY are still dangerous every time they get on the attack.
6 minutes and change remaining in the first half. TULOY could get some momentum going with a goal. That will be a lifeline for them. Given away cheaply. Off we go now. Usman Guy will push down the right wing. He has one target so far. Wanted to get to Kenji Nishoka. Gamboa wanted to work something out inside, but you had the presence of Baji and Justin Bass in the center. Rob Cartore, one of our goal scorers in this evening so far. Watanabe. And it seems his shots, his deliveries have been off. But he did get to assist a goal when we recall, but it's a bit of that up and down for Yuga in this game.
You also have to feel that it has something to do at the moment with the minutes that he has been playing for the team. Just shaking off a bit of that rust.
He would also get spot minutes, as we know, in the Challenge League. Tambilawan did get some distance from that. It's over to Usman Guy now. Shifted directions. Sent it well to the warm-up area of Manila Digger.
I feel that with a Guy and Watanabe, they've been in a hurry to take those chances.
Taninko got to release that. He's going to give support now. Watanabe. Shot of Guy came off a defender. Digger contesting a non-call. Now it's with Nunez. Rather than build up, he wanted a counter.
Just boxed out on the physicality there by Davao.
Lawrence Binalong there, not shying away though from that opportunity and from that challenge. Let's remember also with this, the Digger just building a very formidable team. They're able to learn from overseas experience, and these young boys from TULOY will get to learn from their kuyas also. And in turn, with that continuous practice, the level of play will improve right here.
Sky's definitely the limit for these young players.
Cleared off here by Cyril Saut.
Getting high-intensity matches week in and week out. Especially now going against Manila Digger, who are just oozing with that confidence and momentum.
It's another attack that is launched. Can John Lloyd Haliki reach? That's the case, but Jordan Jarvis is putting pressure. But this is lovely here. But this came off the head of Lopango and into the gloves of Asong. And if there's one more insight I could also share from the Challenge League, of course. That's how we've gotten a lot of storylines. Eyebrows were raised by the Dewa United coaching staff members. As Kenji Nishoka's header is offline. Because Indonesia being, or Dewa being an ASEAN team in Indonesia, it just seems that teams from the AFF or the ASEAN Football Federation are all familiar with one another. And members of Dewa United coaching staff raised their eyebrows, noting, yes, this is a Filipino team, but they're taking a very different approach right here again, bringing this African style of play. Oh, Kenji Nishoka shot no good. It was eventually cleaned up for another goal. And that is another one in the books for Babukar Torre in this evening.
Watanabe able to get away from the press. The dummy from Guy. And that early pounce from Tambilawan. Torre ended up just tapping that in. Without that goalkeeper there. And you feel that from how Tambilawan fell down going for that challenge, he ended up injuring himself.
A concern here is that he's being stretchered off. Right after the goal was scored, of course, where unfortunately Tambilawan got hurt, as you pointed out, while going for the challenge. Our referee, Ismail Kayabyab, eventually or immediately called for the medic and said, we need a stretcher.
Additional time.
You're not sure if it's from that arm or the shoulder that just hit on the turf. And he fell down very awkwardly with a hard position from his arm. As you said, he's being stretchered off that right arm.
A speedy recovery to you, Nino Tambilawan. We hope you're okay. We hope to see you back, of course, as soon as possible.
And we see TULOY FC quickly getting Zyrel J. Randing ready to come in onto the pitch. They're quickly making that substitution. Again, one of the players not playing in this matchup as well is their usual starter in Antillo. So now it's a chance for the young goalkeeper of Zyrel Randing to make his mark.
Is replaced by player number 16, Zyrel J. Randy.
I believe fourth official Meliton Pelayo also gave a warning to Coach Taketomo for going way past his technical area. Seems like Coach Take wanted to communicate with his boys, of course, use the stoppage also to make changes. That was a light moment though, some smiles from Coach Taketomo and Meliton Pelayo.
There isn't much information on the young goalkeeper. Quickly had to be tested in the fire, and a goal is scored against him.
That's a brace for Guy, that's a brace for TULOY in this game. Don't you forget that Afsan Baji also got to score. Hence, we have 5 so far in the first for the Diggers.
Randing got a touch to it, but off the second ball fell perfectly.
For Manila Digger FC.
The attacking player of Manila Digger.
Number 15,
Allowing Guy to get that second goal in. As you mentioned, the keeper, he wasn't warming up. As we mentioned, because Tambilawan, the injury came from nowhere. So from on the bench, quickly having to fill in that spot.
Another way to describe it, of course, biglaan yun with what happened with Nino. This wasn't a case of, let's try to treat him and see if he can continue. And from the get-go, referee Crismel Cayabyab had the right judgment and immediately called for the medics.
There isn't much information on this young goalkeeper as well.
Judging from what I'm seeing, I'm sorry, Natasha, it's his debut, actually, also. Not the best of circumstances, of course, to get your debut, but as we know, at this level, when you get the call, you have to rise up to the occasion. And it's a save now, right here, for Randing.
At half, see that shake of hands there between Guy applauding the young goalkeeper in Randing. I know everyone in TULOY is young, but Cyril Randing looks that much younger than everyone else. And it's a test of fire for him and the rest of TULOY on how they bounce back from a first half dominant performance from Manila Digger. Goals all across different times of the game. 4-0 in favor of Manila Digger. A brace from Guy, a goal from TULOY, and a goal from Baji as well.
Encourage you to visit the official Facebook, Instagram, and X pages of the Philippines Football League with the handle at PFL for more details on the Philippines Football League 2025-2026 season. We are PFL!
everyone, and welcome back to the Philippine Football League match number 2 here for this doubleheader Wednesday. It's halftime at the moment, and Manila Digger 5-0 against TULOY FC at the half. Goals all around the park, and TULOY having to deal with their goalkeeper Tambilawan, who got injured late into the first half. And Zyril Randing eventually having to come on. Manila Digger started hot, continuing on their momentum. Across from the right-hand side onto Watanabe. Gets across the face of goal. Nishioka trying to set up Guy up on top as well, and this was one of the best chances that we saw from Lupango and the rest of TULOY FC. It was Watanabe's header cross to Ture that opened that scoring streak. This was a miss clearance, and a guy just jumping above to get the second goal in favor of Manila Digger. Watanabe goes for another cross. Nishioka keeps it in, and Baji fakes the defender to get the third. Watanabe again connects with the players up on top, and Ture, the toe poke to get the fourth. And as the goalkeeper was replaced, Guy makes it a brace. It's a fantastic first half for Manila Digger. who have kept 66% possession compared to Tuloy FC's 34%. They've had 21 shots, 12 on target, and they were able to convert 5. They've also had 5 corners. And as for the side of Tuloy FC, only 2 shots. Those 2 were on target as well. And a first half to forget to them. And really a time for them to dig deep coming into the second half as they go up against a Manila Digger, just attacking them, out-muscling them, and in aerial challenges, just really getting a better to them with the tall players that they have up on top.
Both teams now back on the pitch, and we have some changes now being made for Coach Taketomo. And these changes will be made official once we kick off the second half. So yeah, Marcos Torres, whom you did mention, Natasha, is the lone foreign player right here for Tuloy. Now he is in. So he brings in a bit of that size, of course, for these young boys. From the way he is lining up, though, he is going to be on the wing here. But nonetheless, that lone change, not enough to compete with Manila Digger in terms of ceiling. But these gentlemen of Tuloy FC are well aware with the cards that they are dealing with. They are playing against full-grown men. Tuloy FC, a developmental squad. So this is a process that they are trusting, and that's how they are going to grow and develop. At the end of the day, it is nice or fantastic to see these boys have a bright future. But with this, sorry, it's 5-0 for Manila Digger over Tuloy.
You're wondering how they're gonna shape, especially defensively. You see the whole attacking line right now of Manila Digger. 8 players on the line, ready to kickstart the second half. With the intention is to continue to add on their tally with the goals being scored. And with a title race as tight as the one that we have now between the likes of Cebu, Manila Digger, Wantagig, Akaya, you know that every goal counts, especially until that final game.
Substitution for Tuloy FC.
And to add to that, of course, Manila Digger using this again to continue preparation for their semi-final tie against PKR's Vairang of Cambodia. What is interesting is there's Rio Fuji with Vairang again, who is a former PFL player. It's still a Digger. They have just carried on that barrage. It is almost a goal here, but Randing is able to get a stop at the goal line. But Usman Guy is slow to get up. And after checking also earlier with our staff, it is a fractured arm for Nino Tampilawan. And as we mentioned earlier, we wish him a speedy recovery.
It's Randing's debut as well for Tuloy FC and in the Philippine Football League. He does well to stop that attack from Manila Digger. Gets his hands to it, gets a save to it.
Usman Guy was calling for it. Negative cross from Watanabe was no good. It ended up with Ture. Tuloy getting the job done here as a team. Baji unsuccessful there. Tuloy will launch on the counter. Kenji Nishoka did enough there to delay the transition here. Gamboa was clever here to Cyril Saut. Just easily won though by Babukar Ture. we have Manila Digger in yellow and white. They are playing from right to left. They lead 5-0 again, as we mentioned earlier. TULOY in orange, black, and white. They're currently defending and have their work cut out. And the Ralphie Dabao cross was thwarted here. And with every stop, every touch of the ball you get, if you're landing and getting your debut, you're going to grow in confidence over the course of this game.
TULOY FC, who we've seen in moments, be able to keep possession and kickstart an attack. They just haven't been as clinical once they reach that final third to really test out Asong just yet.
John Diaz, Naughty Nunez. He will be the focal point here if they want to control this midfield. Back to John. Surrounded 3-on-1 in that area. Ziggy will bring it up. It's with Justin Bass. Kenji Nishoka. Try to thread the needle. Justin Bass had space for a small moment. And Ralphie Dabao here only hits the side of the goal net.
Just running out of space there. Had a chance to give a pass down the line or try to go for a goal. Only reach side netting. A chance for TULOY FC on the quick counter.
They were able to exploit that space right in the midfield. But it is no good here for Cyril South, but Asong did have to jump for that.
Cyril South brought it down the line, cut it in onto his left foot. Just couldn't get the whip and curl that he wanted.
Just 4 minutes into this second half. Kenji ran out of space. And with the way the second 45 actually started, it's as if we didn't have that halftime break when we talk about flow of the game. It was just Manila Digger going, let's get back into fifth gear right away. No warm-up here. Watanabe. And he got to assist that eventual goal right here. It's another one on the board from Torre from the looks of it.
At the moment, Manila Digger continuing on what they left off in that first half. Now able to break TULOY once again.
Check my stats.
Watanabe to Torre down the line. You're not sure if Guy just got the slightest of touch to it, or was he just a decoy?
Oh, let's hold on.
And you feel that he didn't get a touch to it, but we'll wait for confirmation.
Here you go.
By player number 15.
Confirmed Usman Guy.
That's Guy who gets a hat trick early in this matchup.
My question is, was that goal bound coming off of Torre? Ziggy will whip it in. Header on target there from Torre. You can see he's the man who assisted that latest goal of Manila Digger.
You always have to give it to the attacking threat, really, that Manila Digger brings. Whether it's Guy, Nishioka, Watanabe, these players are so comfortable setting their teammates up or finding the back of the net. And that's why the numbers all throughout the players up on top, all with goals, all capable of scoring. not only against the lower ranked teams, but also in the big games as well.
That's consistency defined by Manila Digger. Game in, game out, regardless of opponent. They're able to bring that firepower, which we are seeing right now. And it is a stop right at the goal line right here. Fantastic from John Aguila. Playing all the way through and through, along with Zyrel Randing.
There's a header from Ature. A lot of back and forth between the attacking players and Randing, who inch by inch made sure that the ball stayed out of the back of the net.
And going back, Natasha, 6 goals. Usman Guy leads the way. Torre with a brace. We have Asan Badji also with one of his own. Digger inches away from making it 7 now. TULOY appear to be playing with fire with all of those close calls as of late. And we're only 8 minutes into the second half.
This was the save from earlier. 2 times that Randing got his hands to it, couldn't get full control of it, and it was Aguila eventually that helped that one stay out.
What a chance created also from Ziggy Taninko. Played back by Kenji. Ziggy to Jordan. Watanabe. Book that assist for Watanabe. He's been able to create, but that becomes a 4-goal effort now right here for Usman Guy.
It was a perfect cross coming in from Watanabe. Again, the goalkeeper coming out, mistiming that, couldn't get a hand to it. Eventually, all Guy had to do was head that onto an empty net.
Manila Digger showing us that there are levels to this game. But TULOY bringing it up quickly now. There's a bit of that sense of urgency and that desperation to at least get some sense of control into this game. Nunez from Diaz. Let's remember, Naughty got to play for the men's national team already of the Philippines and has caps. Cyril.
We've seen it over and over again. Manila Digger just exploiting the weakness of TULOY FC. He tried to take his chance as well. Also had that goal covered. Was going outward.
I had a front row seat to that effort. I'm sorry, but Asam really had to go for it. As much as it was off target, you gotta love the technique there of John Lloyd Halike. Just 10 minutes now into the second half. Normally, the first 15 minutes is when one team will get one over the other in a game. But given the flow here, Digger started this from the get-go, full throttle, full gas. The pass cross, but Usman Guy only got the bottom of the ball there.
Again, it's so hard for TULOY FC to get to those headers. You can tell that the least they can do is close down those attacking players, make it that much harder for them to get the right kind of header onto the goal.
We have the likes of Daniel Lashley and Christian Seadog Schaffner lining up at the half line, but here's another chance. That's the easiest goal by far right here for Kenji Nishoka.
You feel that the whole team of TULOY FC are just somewhat in a disarray. Not being able to recover from the goal. And of course, from their goalkeeper getting injured in that first half. That was Ture setting it up for Watanabe. Watanabe again, another assist to his name. I'm trying to double check if that's the third or the fourth that he has set up this time around, leaving it on a silver platter for Nishioka.
Kenji Nishioka becomes our fourth goal scorer in this game, and a massive welcome back to Christian Sea Dog Schaffner. Back after injury. He did get injured right before they left for Cambodia. Ziggy Taninka will also get subbed off, so Schaffner did get injured right before they left for Cambodia. That was a knee injury. There were some doubts to the gravity actually of that. They were able to take the route of therapy here. So about last month, I heard already that Schaffner was training with the team and was working his way back. He loved those comebacks from injuries. But the other player coming into this game along with Sea Dog Schaffner is Daniel Ashley.
And if you're Manila Digger, this is the perfect time for Schaffner to get those minutes in as well. It's a low pressure game. You're already up 8-0. And as well for the younger players, say like Daniel Ashley.
And it's another one for Usman Guy. Guy is one goal away from a double hat trick thanks to that strike.
Since TULOY, you also just realized since they've played that 3 in the back, that's Watanabe again on to Guy. He'll get the assist to it. The way the number of assists that Watanabe has procured in this matchup. He's giving out a big shout to really get back into that first 11 for the side of Manila Digger.
As much as he had a number of services, a number of shots that were way off the mark, he kept his head in the game. Also credit to Coach Kim and Coach Bass. They continue to keep Yuga in the game. I'm sure by doing that, they're showing their faith in him. And he's delivering here. He's coming up with crosses here and there, casually. Ture will push now. One of our goal scorers. And you can see it's onto our lead playmaker. And he sets up Usman Guy's double hat trick.
And just the combination between Yuga Watanabe and Pao Usman Guy has been deadly. Feels like a never-ending loop. The ball out for Watanabe. Sets that one perfectly. And a Guy this time, no mistake about it, heading that onto the back of the net. And I was talking about it earlier. You see how TULOY FC are setting up, playing 3 in the back, and you feel that tactically they also need to make those in-a-game adjustments as to stop this Manila Digger from continuing on this deadly scoring streak that they're on. You wouldn't be surprised if at the end of this game, Guy will become not only the top scorer for Manila Digger, but for PFL as well.
Yeah, Finn McDaniel with 22 goals. He leads the way. With Usman Guy, he's been able to rack them up also right here. He is getting onto that level, you could say. Sea Dog will knock this one back. Tapao, right-footed early cross. Here they come now. Saut. Ture will push. Nishioka out wide. There's also a guy in the center. Watanabe made a run for it. He also wanted a goal of his own. And with the goals I was referring to earlier with Usman Guy and Babukar Ture, just to clarify, I was referring to their total goals when you talk about Challenge League, because we have to remember they're playing 2 competitions. When you refer to the PFL alone though, Usman Guy has 9. Add his 6 now, he has 15. That's why he is up there. Sent in by Daniel Lashley. So that's 15 goals so far in the PFL for Usman Guy.
If I'm not mistaken, he's also had 7 assists to his name. The tally could have added as well, but just that much game and goal involvement for him.
And you see that Su Diao and Sekou Cisse are also going to check in when you refer to firepower and a bench depth. Justin Bass. Guy, our main man this game, couldn't get it. Just a backstory with Bass, actually. Well, he and Quincy Camarad were teammates in their youth days. Camarad and Bass, Filipino-Dutch. They did grow up in the Netherlands. They actually thought the other was Indonesian. Justin Bass. This story, of course, is Quincy Camerad's side. Justin Bass came over to Quincy and said, "Are you Filipino too?" Because I am. And that's where they both admitted, "No, I thought you were Dutch. Same to you too." Given there's a, oh sorry, Indonesian. I thought you're Indonesian, given that they have a diaspora in the Netherlands, as we know.
And to think that those two players from that small town, or that were teammates, also became teammates on the national team. Just a lot of how far they've grown as well in football. There's going to be 2 substitutions for the side of Manila Digger. As you mentioned, Diao and Cisse. What a deadly combo to have just sitting at your bench, coming off the bench onto this game.
Let's remember Sekou Cisse was not 100% when this season started. You can assume that he is on the mend already. Who gets to say that the top PFL scorer from last season comes off the bench for your team?
Player number 10, Sekou Cisse.
Throw in taken long. What a weapon from Rafi Tapao. And it's a goal just like that for Superman himself. That's the fastest goal of any player, I am sure.
Sekou Cisse, not a drop of quality when the substitution was made. That's his first touch in this game. And not many people can say, my first touch in the game found the back of the net. That's just the quality that Sekou Cisse brings with him once he's introduced in this matchup.
Did you get to score with your first touch in the game? I'm aware that is very extreme, of course, but I just wanted to ask for the record.
Not at all, but I wish, everyone wishes that their first touch in a game could instantly create magic. And that's what Sekou Cisse did. Quickly bringing his confidence onto this game.
We call him Superman for a reason, of course, with the way he's been, or with the way he's able to soar in 4 goals. Just gets them easily, of course. So after doing and double checking the math again, Usman Guy now has 15 goals in the PFL alone. And what I was mentioning in the first half is total goals for Digger when you combine PFL and Challenge League. But with Babukar Toure, with him bagging a brace in this game. I'll try to double check that here. He has 14. And guess what, Natasha? That internal battle of sorts now is brewing. Usman Guy becomes the 3rd best scorer in the PFL. He bumps teammate Babukar Toure down to 4th. But with that, Finn McDaniel and Patrick Reichelt still lead that category again. But the duo of Digger just lurking right behind. Sudia with the touch. It's back with him. Cleared off there desperately and at the goal line.
It's not the first time that Aguilas had to make a goal line clearance. Dancing in and around. That was Diao and Cisse putting on the pressure. But somehow Tuloy able to keep that one out.
And we have a double substitution with Gabriel Vergara entering along with Jericho Anisiete. And with Justin Lopango stepping off along with Cyrus Gamboa. They have nothing to be ashamed of course. They kept swinging and swinging right until this point wherein they got subbed off. Here's another long throw from Ralphie Dabao. Sudiao almost got a goal right here, and judging by the way he is receiving cheers from the fans, I think he's the new favorite of Manila Digger, because once upon a time seasons back it was Daiki Jahana who was their fan favorite.
As you mentioned, Tuloy now forced to make those substitutions to try to change their fate and their luck. 68 minutes in, and Manila Digger already on just a rampant scoring spree, 11 goals, and plenty of time still to be played.
Kenji sent it to the middle. No one to meet it. I believe he was trying to set up a Sudiao. 20 minutes plus stoppage time remaining, and that's correct. It is 11-0. Usman Guy with a double hat trick and was subbed off. Babu Karture got a brace of his own, while you also have a goal each from Aswan Baji, Kenji Nishoka, and Sekou Cisse, who scored with his first touch. That was 10 seconds into the game for him personally, or that's about 10 seconds right after checking in. Over to Bas. He seems to be floating around that midfield of theirs, as Cisse's effort got denied. Sudia will return it to Watanabe, but offside daw ang tawag dito.
You know, Cisse is such a dangerous player just by the space in which he operates. He's the one who came down deep to collect the ball, the timing of his run, knowing where Watanabe was going to give that ball. And what a save as well from Randing to stop this from becoming 12.
We'll try to lock this one down here. It wasn't successful for Toves though. Schaffner. Watanabe. Setting up Sudiao. Took a number of touches. Gave it away cheaply. Here we go. Cyril. That footwork there with them. Second nature, I will say, as much as it was lost there. Couldn't get it to Dia once more. They're trying to make him, or they're trying to feed him opportunities, along with Sekou Cisse. It's that rare opportunity where Tuloy can get it to the midfield. Oh, there's a fall here. Anisite is holding on to his ankle. Appeared to roll it there.
A couple of players have gone down for Tuloy FC. You can tell that it's been a tiring day from there. Not only physically, but mentally as well, to continue to stay checked into the present.
Earlier today, Gig did get to defeat Philippine Army FC 8-0. That was Mark Hartman who led the way. If you had Mark Hartman in that game, of course, bagging 5, and this one, you do have Usman Guy who just bagged 6. A double hat trick, that is correct. This will definitely boost Digger's goal difference.
And also the matches that we've had for today, two teams operating at very opposite ends of the spectrum. There's one that's title contenders and the other one just lurking around that bottom 3 with Army earlier, and now with TULOY at that number 8 spot.
Ashley whipped in the cross. It was mishit there. TULOY unable to clear it. No whistle there. Diaz on the ground. That eventually goes out of play.
Another player that you'd say is missing from this lineup for the side of TULOY FC is the like of Talam. He was a coach, and during the window has put in as a player as well. He's one of the taller, more physically bigger players as well for the side of TULOY. He brings that leadership aspect to him. So without the leaders in the back like Talam or Antilio, also the likes of Sahor, Urakoy, all these players not available, TULOY are having to dig deeper and deeper.
And the likes of Denmark Urakoy, as we know, shoe-ins into the starting 11. As we have witnessed countless crosses from Ralphie Dabao. Cleared off right here. And Isite was ahead. Gets it now. He is surrounded though. But this was just read by Kenji Nishoka. He came from all the way back but had momentum with him. He'll get it to Seiku. Wanted to take it. A bit of the shirt pull here from Justin Patton. That's why he's whistled for a foul. Not too many times we've seen TULOY get forward, but it's another shot on target here. But given the situation, of course, they just want to capitalize, as we know.
We've seen better shots from distance as well, from the likes of Cyril Saud. There just wasn't enough venom in that to really test Mike Asong.
And with this impending result, actually, Manila Digger is going to improve now to 39 points. That's 6 points adrift of One Taguig FC. But Digger have one match on hand. One Taguig, 6 points ahead. These two teams still have to square off. So there's still a lot in the balance when you talk about the league title. As much as we've been talking about their AFC campaign, we also have to look at things in the perspective as Bass rattled the crossbar. When we look at things in the perspective of wanting to win the PFL trophy or the Philippines Football League itself, because you do not like the tag of Digger, as we'll cut that first. Here comes Cyril Saud. Thought about it for a moment. There's Jordan Jarvis to delay things for him. John Lloyd Halike. Halike has definitely been shut down in this game, as is the case with Nunez. You're trying to play those combinations. You love that discipline here. And we say that like a broken record whenever TULOY face difficult scorelines. They stay true to their system.
Just to jump off what you said earlier for Manila Digger and their quest for the title, win today puts them even on a better record at number 2 spot, leapfrogging over Dynamic Herb Cebu.
Digger leapfrogging Cebu, as much as Digger still have a match on hand relative to the Gentle Giants, and then they have the potential 6-pointer against One Taguig. That's one matchup that a lot of us are looking forward to, as we've mentioned. Justin Bass, did he have too much weight on that ball? Not the case. Kenji Nishoka took a fall inside the 6-yard box. John Lloyd Halike got it with his touch. Back to him now. And play it through to the right side. Anisite. Halike versus Bass. Oh, and I think Bass is going to get a yellow here, which is something you do not want to pick up, particularly in a game like this.
It just shows the competitive nature of Justin Bass as well. But as you mentioned, 11-0 unnecessarily. Getting his hands, pulling onto the shirt, onto the player of Manila, of TULOY FC.
Going back again, Manila Digger, I am sure, want to get that best loser tag off their backs. They finished second in the league last year versus Kaya. Digger could have won the title actually if Stallion defeated Kaya in the last game of the season. It didn't go the way, of course, of the Diggers. They also lost in the final series to Cebu. Get this also. If Digger got to win that final series, they'd be playing Shopee Cup and AFC Challenge League. Not to take anything away, of course, from Cebu. We were just running through the possibilities. But with Cebu winning, we got to have 3 Filipino teams or 3 PFL teams play internationally. And as much as Kenji got to recover this, outside na raw ang tawag dito.
That's why Manila Digger also are on this redemption tour, or just you can feel that there's that much fire in them to really win it this time around, not leaving anything to chance. They've been impressive in their form in the PFL or the AFC Challenge League. They've been impressive in this matchup all around, with yet another goal for Saiku Sise.
Seiku bagged his brace, and he makes it a big 12-0 right here for the Diggers.
The delivery coming in from Nishioka onto that far post. There was a swarm of players, but Saiku Sise head above, well-timed, so physically strong, even in the air.
A man amongst boys when you talk about Saiku Sise. There's also another change lurking here for Coach Kim Versales and Bas Liu. Janmar Barsanilla will enter. Barsanilla has been with this team for quite some time also, we will say, at some tenure for Janmar. It's with Bas, hit it quickly to Ashley. Our goal scorers again, you have Guy with a double hat trick, Ture with a brace, CC with a brace, Baji and Kenji Nishoka with a goal each also. Schaffner wanting to get an assist here or to set up a teammate. You say Jordan Jarvis has become the center back now with Mike Asong as the sweeper.
I also want to take this opportunity to invite everyone to support Philippine football and futsal all around. The Stallion Laguna women's football team play on March 28th in the AFC Women's Champions League.
As it hits the roof of the net here for Seiku.
Stallion Laguna will go up against Tokyo Verde 1969 for an AFC Women's Champion League quarterfinals match. And of course, the big one, the one we've all encircled on our calendars, March 31, the Philippine men's national team will be taking on Tajikistan, a must-win game for the Philippines. No draws, no loss, must win for us to secure our spot in the AFC Asian Cup qualifiers.
Hopefully, all the good vibes continue for Philippine football because the Filipinas did win their play-in versus Uzbekistan. That allowed the Philippines, of course, to return to the Women's World Cup for the second consecutive time. It's about right to say that. You can say, nasuspoil din tayo, of course.
Definitely so. The Philippine women's national team, back-to-back World Cup appearances. The only team in Southeast Asia to be able to do that. And it says a lot about how much Philippine women's football has grown as well.
Yan ang bragging rights, diba? As we were talking about in the Minsan Football Show yesterday. Also do check that out, of course. We got some fantastic content for you guys. And in comes Janmar Barsanilla. He will enter the game for Ralphie Dabao, who did exit the pitch on the other side. But we have two Tuloy players down on the pitch.
Barsanilla is also a player that hasn't been getting as much playing time, but when Taninco played with the national team, which was during the PFL season, and you saw Barsanilla getting more and more playing time, and you know that he is of a quality, this young player playing so much off the bench, and now it's good to see him to get more playing time as well in the last few minutes of this game. And since it is Manila Digger, we also want to invite everyone to continue to support Manila Diggers matches on the international stage, on the AFC Challenge League, as they go against Sveriang.
That's right, yeah, that works.
Sveriang on April 9. That game will be away, but of course, save the date, April 16. They're going to have that home game because it's a home and away fixture for the side of Manila Digger.
And we do have Capistrano to come in. That is Gian coming on for John Diaz. So that semi-final of Digger in the AFC Challenge League, with it being home and away, the total goals from the first game and the second game. So April 16 is the game right here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. Do join us again. We had a fan zone for Manila Digger in that game of theirs.
And if some people ask why the games keep getting moved, it's also because Manila Digger keep getting further and further into the AFC Challenge League. So it's a good problem to have, that a team representing the Philippines is representing us to the best of their ability, and they're going further and deeper into the competition.
And with that also, with us mentioning Digger going for a title, the winner in this PFL season will get to play in the AFC Challenge League, or AFC Champions League 2 qualifying playoff, and will play in the Shopee Cup, which is the AFF, or ASEAN Football Federation Club Championship. If Digger finish number 2, which is the spot they occupy at the moment, they will only get a Challenge League qualifying playoff. If you add something to the mix, kung magcha-champion Manila Digger in the Challenge League, they will get direct qualification to the ACL 2, the Champions League 2. That's where Kaya FC Iloilo got to play last year. Kaya did play 6 games on the Champions League 2 level, where they got to face or square off with giants from Thailand, from Korea, you name them. And Noti connects with Halike. It's Cyril. You have that trio here. That is the core of Tuloy FC trying to get attacked. They are the heart and soul. Also had Kuya Saud, of course, at the back in Siron there.
And for Tuloy FC, if you could just break that clean sheet of Manila Digger, you know you're not going to be able to score 12 goals in the next 5 minutes.
It's about spoiling the clean sheet party right here. And if that happens, of course, Mike Asong and his defense will be upset. This is the furthest we've also seen Digger's formation get pressed now. Credit to Tuloy. Not either captain will send it back. Cyril. A bit of those probing runs here from Watanabe, Sise, and Nishoka. Capistrano, he's the fresh legs here for Coach Taketomo. His cross only ended up with an opposing man. You have Watanabe now to survey. Su Diao also looking to terrorize the back line. Pass over to the right. Parsanilla. Justin gets it back. Here's the early ball. I will also say Kenji Nishoka is one of those iron men right here for Coach Kim, Coach Bass. Oftentimes finishes games, plays them the full 90.
And also just his ability to slot into different positions when needed. Drifting onto the wing or playing central midfield role, one of the attacking midfielders for Manila Digger when needed. Of course, when they picked up as well the likes of Justin Bass, I feel that that's been one of the best signings throughout the window, especially for the team of Manila Digger.
Su Diao couldn't get it though. The groans of frustration from the Pro Digger crowd.
The reason I say that is because though he is playing that midfield role, he's very comfortable in being able to slot as a center back as well. We've seen him do that numerous times for the national team as well. And the depth, you'd say, of center backs for Manila Digger isn't that deep in terms of options that they have in that specific position. So to have a versatile player like Justin Bass is definitely a great addition to their team.
Off the head of Sekou. He was hoping that Diao would be able to clean up. They'll carry it on now here with Sambu knocking it forward. Sise, somewhat in that attacking midfield role now as he is playing behind Su Diao. The cross. Digger with some tracking back to do. Halike to Cyril. They move John Lloyd Halike. And fourth official Meliton Pelayo got to confirm things right there. 3 more minutes until we will seal this result in the books. Vergara. Prior to his stint here, he was with Southridge, a team competing in the UAP on the high school level. Here comes Su Diao, gets one for the road. It's a lucky 13 for Manila Digger.
Su Diao gets a goal in this game to the crowd's delight. Watanabe connecting to Sise. To Diao. Low and hard, bottom left corner.
Digger FC by player number 77, Su Diao.
As you mentioned, lucky number 13 for Manila Digger. Were able to slot just one more in right before the end of this game. We saw it for a moment that TULOY FC were finally able to hold the score line, not allowing them to add on. But as the announcement of the added time was made, so was another break defensively.
Nishoka has got to break that 13 and make it 14 now. That's Kenji's second in this evening. And with what you were saying, when added time was announced, you're hoping, okay, konti na lang, and we're able to hold on and deny more goals.
Nishioka just getting the better of his defender.
By player number 14, Kenji Nishioka.
Getting a brace in this matchup as well.
That's Kenji Nishioka.
And it's always that much harder to accept when the goals are scored in added time. Not just one, but 2 goals in added time.
When you talk about recency or recent results, look at that game between Valenzuela PB Menjola and Wantagig. Wantagig escaping, getting a penalty in added time. Patrick Reichelt sent that coolly, of course. A heartbreaker for Valenzuela PB to lose that way. It's a sigh of relief, you could say, for title favorites Wantagig. Well, we mentioned currently top the table.
But also for the side of TULOY, as fatigue really sets in, so do the mistakes and the errors in the back.
And it is an unfortunate record that we have here. This is the biggest scoreline in the PFL this season, because the other one was Wantagig defeating Army back on October 5, 13-0. But this is a far cry, I recall, from results of Manila Montet in the 2024 PFL season.
The thing with TULOY is that you know that they're capable of playing really a good game, a game wherein they score goals. As we mentioned, the first time that they went against each other, it was 8-2 in favor of Manila Digger, but they were able to score 2 fantastic goals. But this time around, a complete shutout. Manila Digger getting 14 goals, a dominant performance all around the park, as well as a clean sheet to their name once again. And just continuing on that streak, and now putting them at that 2nd spot above Cebu. For TULOY FC, you feel that the 2nd round put a dip in the form that they showed during the first, and they're still trying to creep their way back to the better performance.
Manila Digger still undefeated in the league. They sit at number 2 though, because they have matches on hand also, and there's also the superb record of Wantagig. But that is the situation in the standings. The social media pages of the Philippines Football League. This is Taro Manzano alongside Natasha Alquiroz. Data, it ends with Manila Digger backing a 14-0 victory, led by the double hat-trick of Osman Guy. And that does it right here. As we say, we are PFL.
Hi, Usman. Congratulations for being the man of the game. What are your thoughts following your victory tonight?
Uh, First of all, I would say thank you and to thank my fellow teammates and the coaches and the staff. Actually, it's a great win, and we are fighting for the league. Actually, we need more goals and more victories. Actually, yeah, because at the end of the league, we are going to this is at the end of the league is going to be goals. We are going to fight instead of points. We are going to check out like goals than points. Who have the more goals than points? So we need more goals. So on today, Alhamdulillah, that we score 14 goals. Yeah, it's a great win for us. Yeah.
All right. What do you think went well during the game, and how do you plan moving forward after this game?
Uh, During the game, it was not that much hard for us because it's an easy game. As we can see, 14-0. It's an easy game, obviously, but we take game after game. To our next game against Army, I hope we will score the same goals as we scored today.
All right. Do you have any message for the fans?
Well, we cannot go without the fans. We will always be there for them, to make them happy, to score, to win game week in, week out, so that they will be happy watching us and coming to the stadium, paying for the tickets. So we are so happy for the fans, and we are thanking them to come and support every time, every time. And we have international games coming ahead, so we want them to come out and support. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Usman. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.